Hey, Zane Griggs here. You know, for a long time we were told, and I actually told people this, being in the fitness industry, for a time, stop doing it now, that we're supposed to eat every 2 to 3 hours to increase metabolism and helps you grow muscle and helps you burn fat. And really, when you look at how our hormones work, nothing could be further from the truth. Unless, of course, well, okay. There's an exception if you're not eating carbs, you're eating every couple hours. Yeah, you can get away with some of that. But really, constantly taking in calories is going to bump up our insulin. And when insulin is high, we're in a storage mode of storing calories. Okay, we're taking in calories. But one thing that doesn't go up is growth hormone and another hormone called glucagon. Now, when insulin drops back down, like in a fasted period when we're sleeping because we haven't eaten for several hours, or we're just eating, we've gotten up and we've eaten no carbs, we just had fat, because protein does bump insulin a little bit. So if you just got up and had coffee, a little butter in it, whatever your bulletproof thing, that will allow growth hormone and glucagon continue to be released. Now, growth hormone and glucagon are not just about growth and getting bigger muscles, okay? These are the hormones that actually heal tissue in our bodies. They heal us on a cellular level, okay? So whether you had a hard workout and it's healing tissue, okay, or just cells that become damaged from inflammation in our lives, from toxins we take in, from when we drink alcohol, from aging. Okay, so growth hormone and glucagon basically fight the natural aging process in our body. So the more of that we have, the slower we age. Okay, kids are full of it, right? Teenagers are full of it, up to about 25, and after that it starts to really diminish quickly. And so what can allow it to stay in our system longer is by maintaining like a fasted period. So basically like an intermittent fasting where when you get up in the morning after sleeping all night, not eating, you continue that fasted period until maybe midday before you take in any kind of serious calories, any kind of carbohydrates or even proteins, which can bump insulin. Now, if you want to go just a little fat, like I mentioned earlier, some butter with or coconut oil in your coffee or tea, or if you just have a small protein meal, it'd be a limited bump in insulin. It would probably come back down in an hour or so, like you had a couple eggs, something like that, or even a piece of bacon, uncured ideally. But you understand what I'm saying. Something that would not really stimulate insulin, or maybe just, have some asparagus. That'd be nice too. Not a whole lot of insulin bump from that. So that is kind of a shift away from what you've probably been told and heard from other trainers and people in the fitness industry, and heard really that eating every 2 hours, that's something that came from the bodybuilding world. And we learn a lot of good things from the bodybuilding world, and I'm not knocking you fitness competitors and bodybuilders out there by any stretch. That's your thing, but you have a very specific way of doing things that really doesn't apply to the average person who's really just trying to keep their body weight down, keep their body fat down, live healthy, okay, but not be in an extreme competitive state of building large muscles. So that feeding every 2 to 3 hours really is just an overfeeding type of approach, really, strategy for building up big muscles. And during that bulking phase, which a lot of bodybuilders go through part of the year, they call it the off season, they put on a lot of excess weight. They put on some extra body fat as well as intramuscular fat. So they're putting on fat ever to build, and then another part of the year, they're going to pull everything in and trim it down and cut down. And it's kind of an up and down phase. And for some of them, it can kind of wear out their metabolism over time, and they have a hard time taking the weight off. Your average Joe, like me and you, we don't need to be bulking and then trying to trim down to that degree. We really don't. It's really hard on us. It's hard to get it off usually, especially after 40. And there's just no reason for it, because most of us are not exercising or working out to the point that we're going to be trying to put on 20 or 30 pounds, or even 15 pounds in a year, right? And with a good percentage of that, maybe 30% of that being fat. I mean, that's just not ideal for most of us, right? We're trying to go the opposite direction, stay lean. So eating every 2 or 3 hours is continuing to bump insulin, especially since some of that's going to be carb or certainly protein. And every time you bump insulin, you stop fat burning. You stop burning fat because you've taken in all that fuel, and your body says, well, we've got excess fuel here. We're trying to find places to store it. Why would we release fat? We've got too much in our system right now already. We have too much fuel. So it's going to hold on to fat. And so by eating every 2 or 3 hours, you're inhibiting your body's chance to lose fat. And this applies to snacking as well. Now, I know a lot of people who are trying to lose weight, and they kind of eat low carb, but they're on the go. They haven't fixed real meals, and they tend to, by eating light, they end up getting hungry again like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and they end up snacking or grazing through the day every 1 or 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. Instead of having a real meal, like you have your meal to either your 3 eggs and your asparagus or your big salad with a chicken in it, and you need to have enough food to allow you to go 3 or 4 hours without eating again, so that your insulin can come back down. Even on low carb diet, insulin come back down and allow a time for fat burning to kick back in. Now, ideal would be to really allow it through most of your day with a very low carb diet through the bulk of your day, and not include carbohydrates, like start your carbohydrates, okay, until later in the afternoon, and that'll allow you to burn more fat during the day. But the thing about letting these hormones, growth hormone and glucagon, come into our system when insulin goes down, is that they also not only promote healing, but fat burning as well. It's just the whole overall environment of healing and burning fat and reducing inflammation, all in that time period. And there's a place for it, and there's nothing to be afraid of. Your metabolism isn't gonna suddenly drop because you've gone through a fasted part of your day, or because you're eating low carb. Okay, if you're eating adequate calories in a day, or even over the course of a week, your metabolism will stay up. It's not like a low calorie diet. But creating a period of time when you're somewhat fasted or no carb, okay, just taking in fat, okay, and very, very low to minimal protein, will allow more healing time, more glucagon and growth hormone. Insulin stays low, more fat burning takes place. You actually become more fat adapted. In other words, your fat burning metabolism gets trained to burn fat more efficiently, and you're more likely to burn body fat during that time, and train your body to burn, like I said, burn fat more efficiently, so that you're not hungry every 2 to 3 hours. You're not having to refeed every 2 or 3 hours. Your body will start tapping into, when blood sugar comes down, instead of saying, hey, I'm hungry, eat again, feed me again, which is what carbs does, right? We kind of get on that carb roller coaster where we eat carb and then 2 or 3 hours later, we want another one. It stays level, blood sugar stays level, and we're just pulling from fat stores for our fuel instead of needing to refeed. And then that's when you really see the fat burning take place, the weight loss takes place, you see the reduction of inches around your waist or your hips, wherever it is you're carrying that body fat, you're going to see it trimming down, because you're really beginning to tap into that fat for fuel, instead of telling your body to hold on to it and store it, which is what eating every 2 to 3 hours does. So, if you have any questions about this, please comment below or message me directly. I'm happy to help. If you know someone that would benefit from this, please put them in the comments below, or share. And I'll talk to you later.